Today, I'm breaking the magician's code. I'm peeling back the curtain on YouTube and showing you the Krabby Patty secret formula on the other side, so I hope you've been practicing your kegels, because I'm about to fuck you with knowledge. So I've been on YouTube for around 14 years now, and I've learned a lot about the platform in all that time, and never have I learned more about YouTube than over the last 6 or so months with my company, Human Media Group. Since we work directly with YouTube, I've learned a lot from them, and I feel like it'd be really beneficial to share a lot of what I've learned with the whole platform. Now, this isn't going to be like some WikiLeaks shit. I'm not going to be like the Edward Snowden of leaks here. I don't have any crazy mind-boggling information where, it turns out YouTube HQ's hiding pirates' treasure like the One Piece and they've cracked faster than light travel but refuse to share. It's nothing like that. It's just a lot of things that I think people could benefit from as a creator. So I just wanted to just put this out there so that way people that do have dreams of being a content creator on the platform would have a better idea of how this mysterious beast functions. Now I want to kick this bad boy off with just a real quick one here. Speed run a nice little fun fact for you. The best possible day and time to upload on YouTube is Wednesday evening. Early evening on Wednesday is supported by all of YouTube's data to be the best possible time for an upload due to the amount of eyes on the platform and the amount of time they stay on the platform. So, for creators, you may want to put your big releases on a Wednesday night because that's when everyone's at home, dick in hand, ready to consume some YouTube content. And while I've got you feeling a little greasy, let me go ahead and pluck another apple from this tree of YouTube knowledge. The trending page does fuck all for views. The trending page increases views by like 2% or 3%, I think it was, some very trivial number. The trending page is mainly just there for the sake of showing YouTube's best on that day. As most of you have imagined, a lot of what you see on the trending page is very consumer-friendly content, brand-friendly, good image. You're not going to see anything too wild on the trending page, and even if you did, it wouldn't do anything for views. The trending page has a very negligible effect on the actual performance of a video, so I just thought that was something pretty interesting as well, since a lot of people like to whine about not making the trending page. So now I want to get to the one that I think is the most interesting. It's asking people to subscribe. Everyone does it on the platform. I don't personally do it just because I just don't care to. I make content for the sake of making it. I have a lot of fun making it. I'm never thinking, oh, how many subscribers is this going to get me? I need to remind people to subscribe to my channel. I just don't think that way. I don't really care to. But it is common practice on the platform, and I have no issues with people that do. In fact, it is one of the most effective things you can possibly do with your content online. Not just YouTube, but in general. If you ask the spectator to do something, it makes them like 3 or 4 times more likely to do that action. I haven't pulled up the data in like a week or so, but it is substantial. So when you ask somebody to subscribe to a channel, it makes them much more likely to do that. For example, if you take Dream is a Minecraft channel, one of the fastest growing channels on the platform, might be the fastest growing behind T-Series. He's like the fucking T-Series of Minecraft when it comes to growth. And at the start of every video, he says something.
This is Minecraft Manhunt. Also, according to YouTube statistics, only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe. Enjoy the video.
This is a call to action. A lot of YouTubers do this, and I don't think they even realize how effective this is. Dream says, a lot of people aren't subscribed, can you please subscribe, reminding people how easy it is, and you can always change your mind later. That is extremely effective in getting people to subscribe. I don't really understand the psychology of it because I've always just assumed if someone likes the content, they'd subscribe on their own free will without needing to be like fucking pre-programmed with like a Winter Soldier code word to subscribe. But all of the data suggests that by asking someone to subscribe, they are much more likely to do that. And I have another example pretty recently to go even deeper into this. 2 days ago, I posted this video where it was my extreme trivia challenge with 4 celebrities, which was the Gronkowski family. And in this video, I mentioned that the Gronks have launched their own YouTube channel, and I said if you're interested, you can check it out. I'm friends with the Gronkowskis, so I just wanted to let people know they're making content on YouTube since they're really passionate about it, and if anyone was interested in seeing the life of like the Ultra Chads, you can check out their content. I did it in the worst possible way. And you probably don't even recognize that because it's not something a lot of people think about. I said, if you're interested, you can check them out. That's me saying you have a choice. However, what you'll notice in a lot of YouTubers' calls to action when it comes to asking people to subscribe, it sounds like a demand. They're telling you, subscribe to my channel. You're here, subscribe to my channel. You're watching this video, you have to subscribe. And that right there is a lot more powerful than making it sound like the audience has a choice in whether or not they do. If I was to slam my fist through this glass table and shout, you have to subscribe to my channel right now, there would be a lot of people that probably would, that otherwise wouldn't have. And if in the video a couple days ago I said you have to go subscribe to the Gronk's channel, more people probably would have subscribed to that channel. They gained around 4,000 from just saying, hey, if you want to, it's there. But if it was framed as a demand, it would have performed much better when it comes to subbing, which is why you'll see, and maybe you'll start to notice, most people's call to action when they're asking you to subscribe isn't really them asking. They're making it sound like you have to, you are obligated to subscribe if you want to keep watching the content. And I don't think there's necessarily anything bad with that, because no one's under the impression that, wow, I'm being fucking handcuffed and chained to subscribe to this guy's channel. It still is a choice, but when you frame it like you have to, people get this sense that, you know what, I will. And that's why a lot of ad reads, you'll see, go download this now. You have to go download this now. You're missing out if you don't download this now. And ad companies are very smart about this. They tell you you have to say, go download this now. You can't frame it as a, if you want to, go download this now. And I don't like that when it comes to like plugging something in that regard, which is why whenever I do an ad, whether it be for Moist Meter or podcast or tier series or whatever, I like to let people know, look, if this is something you're interested in, it's an option. But a lot of people and a lot of companies are smart enough to recognize that when you make it seem like an option, people aren't going to take you up on it, which is why the majority of it is framed as a demand, as an order. And it's a lot better for performance when you're wanting to get subs on your channel. So if you care about subscribers and performance like that, you'll definitely want to come up with an effective call to action. Dreams isn't necessarily like a demand. He's showing, hey, look, these people aren't subbed, and it'd be great if you did sub. And then he kind of pitches why subbing's easy and, you know, you should do it. So just come up with a call to action and you will see a lot more growth that way. Now, I've also learned a few lessons from YouTube as well. So the first lesson I've learned, and this is one I've learned recently and publicly, is that the department in charge of community guideline strikes is completely unreachable by anyone at the company and anyone anywhere. Jesus Christ couldn't get in contact with the community guideline strike department at YouTube. That is totally isolated, and I have learned that the hard way. Markiplier also had no way of contacting them as well, as he talked about in his video. As many of you know, about a week ago I was talking about a strike that I had gotten, how difficult it was to get it resolved, even though it was a completely bogus bullshit strike. Mark then had the same problem, and then it eventually got resolved due to pure luck and the community rallying together to get it resolved publicly on Twitter. That seems to be the only way to get the community guideline strikes addressed at YouTube, because none of the other departments have a way of getting into contact with them to resolve these issues. It seems like they're just their own little island that nobody can get to because it's protected by like a moat in the Bermuda Triangle or something. I have no fucking idea. But I've learned that the hard way, so if anyone is struggling with a community guideline strike, the only thing I can say for advice is God fucking speed and try and drum up as much attention on Twitter as you possibly can. That's really like the only way it seems like they pay attention. Now, when it comes to copyright strikes, that is a different ball game entirely. That is not handled by YouTube at all. In fact, they will never get involved in a copyright strike. That will always be handled off-platform by the two parties. YouTube is adamant about staying very hands-off in anything involving copyright disputes, which is why when that does happen, you need to either have a lawyer reach out to the company or whatever is copyright striking you and settle it that way, which is time consuming and expensive and inefficient, but YouTube really wants to maintain this level of neutrality where they don't get involved, which I think is a misstep because there is just blatant incorrect enforcement of copyright strikes. And it's not really neutrality because it's favoring whoever's copyright striking, since there is no punishment at all for when the copyright strike is wrong. And it's also up to whoever got striked to prove that it's garbage, which means they're the ones that have the onus is on them to get the lawyer and handle it legally. And the copyright guy could just be like, that's fine, I'll just leave. And then he's not down any money, but you are. And YouTube's not going to like reimburse you for that. So it does favor whoever's copyright striking. And I think that fucking sucks. But that's the current state of it, and YouTube still refuses to issue any punishment to anyone that's doing bad, garbage copyright striking, and it's still a very inefficient system, and that's just the state it's in right now. Next up is the science of clickbait and fake thumbnails, and make no mistake, it is an actual science. There is a real method and a formula to it, and I'm not going to cover it. I don't want to ruin Christmas here by saying I'm not going to cover it. The reason I'm not going to talk about it is because it's been talked about so thoroughly and so beautifully recently by this channel right here. She makes some outstanding content and absolutely crushes this topic, going super in depth, explaining everything, laying everything out, and talking about content farms, the clickbait, thumbnails, why they work, how it works, the psychology behind it. It's just a really great explanation of all of that, so I'd highly recommend you check this video out if you're interested in clickbaiting and thumbnails and how it can affect performance in a huge way. These are really the main things that I wanted to bring some light to. I realize they may not be like the most top secret or most unknown, obscure things, but I think just talking about these and kind of going a little deeper into how they work and exactly what kind of impact they have could be helpful for any up-and-coming creators or anyone interested in it, or even established creators that might want to start doing certain things differently. I don't know, I just thought it was worth at least talking about them. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah. I have absolutely huge news to share with all of you. So big, in fact, that I still haven't taken a shower, and I'm going on 2.5 days without washing my body. The filth is unimaginable. The grime, the gamer gunk, the grease. Just look at my fucking hair. You can see. You can literally age me, carbon date how long it's been since my last shower. I smell like two assholes collided and neutralized each other's fragrance into now producing just a forgettably odd aroma. I smell like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle. That's how big this news is. I couldn't wait till after my shower to share this because I just found out myself. You may recall about a week and a half ago I posted that video about the worst robbery ever being taken down. Well, I'm happy to say that bad boy's back up on YouTube, baby. We fought for the worst robbery ever, and we came out victorious in this battle. That's right, the worst robbery ever is fully reinstated in its former glory. It was only on YouTube for like 40 minutes before it got taken down by the hands of God up there, but it's back up now. So I just wanted to share that because that put a huge smile on my face. I actually really didn't think it would go back up after like a week and a half went by. I thought that shit was too long, but it fills me with jubilation to see that it is back online on YouTube. So if you are interested in what is undoubtedly one of the worst robberies ever, please feel free to check out the video. So I want to give a big thank you to YouTube for putting that masterpiece back online. Now I want to talk about some other things here. There's one thing I haven't done in a long time that I used to do at least once a year, and that was answering extremely common questions that I'd get throughout the year. The reason I haven't done that in a while is because I answer those questions on my streams now instead of in like a dedicated video for it, but I figured, you know what, not everyone's watching those streams and I get that, so I might as well answer them here as well. The first question, what do my tattoos mean? Nothing. They don't mean shit. They mean I'm a fucking badass because I've got tattoos. It means that I could get into a biker bar without getting my shit kicked in. Like, I could go to the Salty Spittoon and not have to worry about being sent to Weenie Hut Jr. because I'd see the ink and just think I'm cool. That's like as far as meaning goes, I guess. I just thought they looked nice. They don't have any meaning. I have like 2 clocks on me because I think time is interesting. When I was single in college, I used to lie and make up a meaning behind them. When girls would ask me what they'd meant, I'd be like, oh yes, well actually this design here was very near and dear to my heart. My grandfather firmly believed in this design, and well, I just wanted to immortalize that, as if anyone would believe that, as if anyone would look at this and think it looks like anything more than like a Yu-Gi-Oh card or someone trying to draw Wonder Woman's bracelets by memory. So they really don't have meaning. I just thought they were nice pieces that looked good. Another question that I'm constantly asked during streams specifically, which are the streams at twitch.tv/moistcritical, please feel free to stop by and follow if you want to put a few extra inches on your penis, or if you're a woman, it'll make your clitoris more sensitive. Question is, Charlie, why are you so short and how do you cope with it? Well, first of all, I don't perceive myself as so short. I consider 5'6" a pretty masculine frame, pretty imposing, if I was walking by local elementary schools, I suppose. But what the fuck am I going to do about it? Why am I so short? Ask God. But what am I going to do about it? What do you mean cope? The fuck am I supposed to do? I can't change it. It's not like a video game. I can't respec my character and put more points into height. Fuck it. Like, I can't change it, so why am I going to be all insecure and sensitive about it? I mean, shit. This next one's been getting increasingly popular during quarantine because I think more people want to be more physically active but don't know how. The question revolves around calisthenics, since I talk about the benefits of calisthenics during streams sometimes, because calisthenics are fucking great. They're an extremely effective way of working out, and especially during lockdown, you can do them at home. For those who don't know, calisthenics are body weight exercises using your own body as the resistance. You know, simple things like push-ups, pull-ups, you know, even body weight squats, planks, all of that. It's all just really easy to do, and it's effective at training your body, especially if you're not even used to it. It can really help get you there. So my advice there would be to look up some calisthenics routines for beginners on YouTube. There's just so much information on that and so many easy to follow routines. That would be my advice, and I would highly recommend them. Which pretty much directly ties into the next question. Charlie, what's one of your least favorite things about Twitch chat? This isn't even for me specifically, but Twitch chat using the streamer is fucking Google. Like, instead of just answering the simple questions for themselves, they'll immediately ask the streamer, like, hey streamer, is this game going to be free to play? When it takes a literal 1-second Google search to find the answer to that question, they'll fucking spam the question for like 30 fucking minutes just waiting for that answer when they could have solved it so long ago. Another big question is, will there be a 2020 Guy song following the hit 2019 Guy? Probably not. I've never really liked going back for, you know, the old encore or anything to just make a part 2 to something. I never think that goes over super well. There are cases where it does, but in the case of 2019 Guy, I think that can just stand the test of time as a timeless masterpiece of music. And always the follow-up to that question is, well, will there be more music? Yeah, there will be. I mean, we just released Obsession, but we have another song that's completely done that has a full animation that's been in the work for about a year. That'll be released on June 5th. And we've just completed another song that we'll have a music video out for within the next month or so. So there will be a lot more The Gentlemen blasting your ass pretty soon. The next question I've been asked a lot is, when was the last time I shit my pants? I don't know if the question is a meme or not, or perhaps I just look like the kind of guy that's caking his shorts pretty often, but the last time I shit my pants that I can recall is when I was like 12. I was playing City of Heroes in my parents' office, and I leaned forward, gambled on a fart, and I just shotgun diarrhea out of my ass, which blasted the back of the chair because it rode my pants like a half pipe and went up and just slammed it. It looked like my silhouette, but made out of shit. Next question, when do you plan on cutting your hair? I have no plans of cutting my hair anytime soon. I want this down well below nipples. I want this to be very long. I have no plans of cutting my hair anytime soon, which immediately ties into the other question, why did I start growing my hair out in the first place? As I've touched on in the past, I did it out of spite, for the most part. I went like 2 months without cutting my hair, and some people felt that they were so high and mighty that they could tell me how to live my life on when I need to go to a barber to cut my hair, and I said no. Not on my watch. And you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna keep letting it grow. So I let it grow, I let it grow, I let it grow. I eventually hit the stage where I looked like a 7th grade emo kid going through a phase. I let it grow more and more and more. I still looked like a 7th grader in emo phase. And now, a year and 4 months later, looks alright. I'm pretty happy with it. Now I just like my hair long, so I'm just going to keep letting it grow long. But yeah, pretty much started it just out of spite. It's pretty much the origin there. The other big question I get asked is, why are my names on like every platform constantly different? Like YouTube, it's Penguinz0, Instagram, it's Big Moist Critical, Twitch is Moist Critical, and Twitter's Moist Critical. Why is there never like consistency? Why aren't they all like the same or even similar? And it's just because I just don't think about it. It's kind of just the way I've always done things. Just everything's in the moment, what was fun at the time, or what was I thinking at the time. So I just made the name, whatever was on my mind at the time. It wasn't something I was ever thinking about, like connecting them all via name. And I know it's pretty suboptimal, especially considering the way I spell critical with fucking alternating caps spelled incorrectly and a 1 in it. I get it. I mean, I made that shit when I was 11 years old, but I mean, I'm not going to change it. It's shit. It's not that big of a deal. To be honest, it's just something I've never really put too much thought into, like this needs to be following this brand or something like that. It just doesn't matter to me. It's just, this is the name I thought of at the time. That's good enough. So that's really the only reason. And Penguinz0 I also made when I was like 11, so that's why that's that. And I'm not changing it either. So it's pretty much like the main questions I've been asked, at least the ones that I could think of off the top of my head frequently over the last like year or so. I'm sure I've missed a lot, but those were the ones that immediately popped in my head when I thought about common questions. So hopefully that helped get rid of some air of mystery surrounding those inquiries. I hope that covers that. And I just want to give like a very genuine thank you. The support recently has been wild, just absolutely wild. So I want to say thank you. It all really means so much to me, and I just really appreciate it. So thank you very much, and yeah, that's about it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. Today I want to tell you how shitty my previous YouTube network, Maker Studios, was. I've just been released with my contract from Maker, and it took me over 2 years of constantly trying to stop them from auto-renewing my contract to do it. So today I just wanted to go over every shitty, shady, sketchy, sweaty, stinky thing Maker has done over the 5 years that I've been held down and smothered by their pussy kegling contract. So I'll start from the beginning. The whole reason I ever got partnership on YouTube was to donate money to charity because I wanted to try and make a difference, and I wasn't struggling financially because I was living with my parents at the time, so I wasn't in danger of being homeless and having to eat Snickers bars out of strippers' assholes or anything like that. And then Maker came along and said, hey, we'll offer you this contract. It was a 60-40 split, and at the time that sounded great to me. I didn't realize that the standard, even to this day, is still a 90-10 or an 80-20 split in favor of the content creator. So immediately Maker took their first opportunity to blast my anus with a bad deal, because they knew I wasn't going to care too much about the financial side since I wasn't going to need it to be able to survive since I was just donating it. They knew I wasn't going to pay too much attention to it or do a lot of research into it. And that contract auto-renewed about 3 times and lasted over the course of 3 years, something like that. I eventually got a better contract from him. I think it went up to 70-30. I think that's the highest contract I ever had with Maker. And that's not the problem here. I still don't care about the contract splits or anything like that. But over the course of the 5 years, I've had 4 channel managers. All 4 of them have quit, and not once have they ever notified me that the channel manager was leaving or they were assigning me a new one. I just had no fucking idea. I was being left in the dark. I was like a little kid that their parents took to the supermarket and then the parents just fucking left them there. What are you supposed to do? I've never had any way of contacting Maker. Their support line does absolutely fucking nothing. And if you don't have your channel manager there to be that bridge, then you just have no way of getting in touch with Maker. And even the channel managers were fucking impossible to contact. I would send them a Skype message, hear nothing back for a week, send them another one, hear nothing back for another week, send them one more and they'd be like, oh, sorry, I was eating dinner. You eating a fucking Last Supper? What was that? Why did it take you 3 fucking weeks to eat dinner and respond to this message? Just absolutely abysmal communication between content creator and Maker. Another thing they blew dickhole at was getting the checks to me on time per month. It would sometimes take up to 3 months to get one check from Maker. I guess they just fucking folded the check into a paper airplane and threw it during a strong breeze and hoped it made it to me. And asking Maker's staff about where my check was the equivalent to asking my dog about it. They just didn't fucking answer me. Now the straw that really fucked the camel's asshole here, that really pissed me off about Maker Studios, was last year when my channel got disabled due to false copyright strikes. I could not contact Maker no matter what. I did everything possible to get in contact with them. I would have had an easier time trying to make first contact with aliens. Finally, against all the odds though, my channel manager replied to me and said, sorry, our hands are tied, there's absolutely nothing we can do, just wait till your channel gets re-enabled in 2 weeks. That made me fucking furious, because I knew they were false copyright strikes and it would take no effort for them to just get them removed. So the only person that was able to help me there was Ethan from H3H3, who put me in contact with a guy at Google who was like, oh wow, this is total bullshit, we're gonna take these away right away. Within 5 hours, the channel was back up and running, something that Maker couldn't do over the course of a week, and then tell me that it couldn't do it all? Fuck you, Maker. Maker Studios is just so lazy, so unorganized, and just doesn't give a fuck about any of the people in their network. Now, over the course of the last year, I've placed 4 support tickets with Maker to not have my contract auto-renew itself, which I think is just a scummy business practice in and of itself. A contract shouldn't auto-renew. You should have to sign off on it each time it tries to renew. But regardless, whatever, that's how they do things. And all 4 of those support tickets have not been answered, except for the last one, which I'll touch on in a second. Now, during the course of these not getting responded to, I kept trying to get in touch with my channel manager, but when I would try and email him, it would say his email is disabled. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm not getting support tickets responded to, and my channel manager has apparently been kidnapped by fucking Jack Bauer. So there's really not a whole lot I can do with Maker. So I went on Twitter and I posted about how fucking tired of Maker I was, and then almost immediately, well, immediately relatively speaking in Maker terms, 2 days later Maker responds saying, you will be free from your contract this coming February. So going to Twitter, making a big public hoopla about it is apparently the only way that Maker will at least acknowledge something's going on. So there's a lot more to talk about with Maker, but I don't want to make this video super long. I just want to let everyone out there know, do not sign with Maker. It's just a warning to all of you, do not get on board with Maker. Yeah, that's about it. That's the Maker Studios PSA. Fuck you, Maker Studios. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. Today is a very special day for me. I've been on YouTube for 10 years now, and I'm finally about to hit that 1,000,000 subscriber mark. I want to thank each and every one of you, from the people who have supported me since I had 1.8 million subscribers a couple days ago, till when I finally reached 985,000. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but Charlie, didn't you hit 1,000,000 subscribers a couple years ago? And yes, that is true. It was September of 2014, I believe, that I hit 1,000,000 subscribers for the first time. But thanks to the beauty of YouTube, I'm able to relive this moment again 3 years later. It's kind of like how married couples will renew their vows sometime down the line just to let each other know that they're still madly in love and the spark is still there, the rim job's still fresh, clean, and dirty. That's kind of what I'm doing here with YouTube. I'm renewing my 1,000,000 subscriber vows, just so that way I know for a fact YouTube still likes to fuck me. This experience has also bestowed upon me the prestigious title of the fastest declining YouTube channel in all of YouTube's history. I've been fucking speed running the dead YouTube channel game right now. I lost 1,000,000 subscribers in 5 minutes. I uploaded a video at 1.8 million subscribers. By the time the video was done uploading, I was down to 985,000. It was like a fucking magic trick. The sleight of hand was me uploading the video while YouTube was doing the magic disappearing trick behind my back. But I know the secret to this magic trick. It's just bad programming. I'm aware it's probably a YouTube glitch, but on the slim chance it's not, let's play with this a little bit and lay it all out. So, 5 minutes losing 1,000,000 subscribers. What are things that you can do in 5 minutes? I can lose a game of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in 5 minutes. I could have sexual intercourse coitus in 5 minutes and still have 4 minutes and 30 seconds to spare after I've blown my load. I can start trying to thaw out an ice cream, but it wouldn't be done thawing out by the time I've lost 1,000,000 subscribers. Point I'm making is there's not a whole lot you can do in 5 minutes, and yet I was able to accomplish the colossal task of losing 1,000,000 subscribers in this short amount of time, according to YouTube's dashboard. That has never been done before in the history of YouTube. Maybe the entire history of the internet, maybe even the entire history of anime. To put this number into perspective for you, let's say you take 1,000,000 people, you put them in a room, 1,000,000 people leave that room. That's what just happened. It's historic. Really, it's just biblical more than anything. And I just want to say thank you, YouTube. I couldn't be happier. It doesn't get said enough. A lot of people take YouTube for granted, and they give them a lot of shit, rightfully so. I mean, sometimes YouTube deserves some shit. They've done a lot of weird things, you know. Right now, they're blacklisting YouTube channels, a lot of videos being demonetized for no reason, the adpocalypse, a lot of different shit going on right now, but I think it's time that some of us say thank you, YouTube. Thank you for allowing me to relive the 1,000,000 subscriber special mark. Alright, that's it. See ya. I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe it. We did it. I don't even like saying that, because saying we did it just immediately reminds me of when Reddit thought they caught the Boston bomber, but they accused an innocent man of it. But we actually did do something huge. Yesterday I made this video talking about some of my frustration with a lot of problems YouTube's facing at the moment with people torturing animals on video and their inaction in regards to some of these bigger channels that do that. And I also talked about how upset I am that I have a strike on my channel and a video taken down completely wrongful. And if you want to get caught up on the lore, please feel free to watch that. I just wanted to make this video to just kind of update everyone on what's been going on with this arc in the manga here, because it's been pretty nuts. I want to give a huge thank you right away to everyone who supported everything from the last video. The hashtag we started, hashtag AnswerUsYouTube, was trending #1, and I think it was extremely important in getting a lot of these things solved. So huge thank you. I'm happy to announce the Road Rage video is back online and the strike is gone. We have fucking won. We came into this war with our dick in our hands, and we're leaving with our dick harder in our hands now. This has been huge. To my knowledge, this is one of the few times YouTube has ever overturned a decision that they've claimed is absolutely final. So this really is a very big deal. A massive thank you, of course, to Markiplier as well during all this. And I just want to just give a whole big recap of everything that's gone down in the last 24 hours, because it's been fucking wild. So as you know, the video itself looked like some kind of Chuck E. Cheese promotional advertisement where 4 mascots get into an altercation with a man, and it's clearly a fake video. But that's where this whole problem started. And the video in question was a fake road rage incident where a man in a SpongeBob costume, Mickey Mouse costume, Ice Age squirrel costume, and some radioactive purple Karate Master elephant all get together and pretend to beat up a man on the streets. The video is very clearly not shocking, disturbing, or graphic to the point where it's going to traumatize viewers and posted for the sake of shock value. Even if a 7-year-old watched that video who has nightmares about SpongeBob infiltrating his dreams like Freddy Krueger and beating him up, he would likely not be disturbed by the video because it's very clearly a staged viral video from years ago. It's all fake. It's not a real road rage incident, and it takes anyone only one watch of the video to recognize that. But for some reason, YouTube maintained its decision to keep it down for shocking and graphic content, and they rejected my initial appeal. And no matter how far up the ladder I brought this issue internally at YouTube, this team in particular maintained its decision even after they were fed evidence that it was a fake stunt in the first place. With my cock becoming irredeemably flaccid, I turned to Twitter in a last-ditch Hail Mary to maybe try and get this handled publicly, to which Team YouTube responded by saying that the decision is final, they are standing by that decision, and they will keep fucking me in the mouth by keeping the strike on my channel. As the desperation became overwhelming and my eyes were rolling into the back of my head, I was damn near injecting myself with heroin just to try and get through the night. I decided to go back to where I even saw the video in the first place, which was in a Markiplier video. It was in one of his Try Not to Laugh compilations, and I posted a screenshot of it on Twitter saying, you know, Markiplier did it too, where's his strike? And I want to make it clear, I wasn't fucking snitching on Markiplier. The idea of that tweet was any rational person would see that and be like, Jesus, okay, obviously this isn't violent or graphic content. Markiplier is making a try not to laugh about it. It's clearly a goofy piece of content, not some kind of shocking terrorist attack on the streets or anything of Russia. Markiplier is not laughing about a man getting brutalized and decapitated by SpongeBob and the Dirty Boys or anything. He was simply laughing at what is a fake viral video that everyone's already seen. And that was the idea of the tweet, to show YouTube, look, it's obviously not violent or graphic. And Markiplier understood that. He even quote tweeted it saying, fair is fair, where's my strike? Obviously, he didn't actually want a strike, and he really shouldn't have got a strike, but you know what fucking happened? YouTube doubled down, dropped their fucking asshole right on both of our faces, and gave him a strike only an hour after he did that tweet. Right before I went to bed, I looked, and the video got taken down for violent and graphic content. This was honestly one of the pettiest things I've ever seen from a big corporation. To go this hard in avoiding responsibility, instead of just saying, hey look, we made a mistake, we'll go ahead and get this fixed now, get it taken care of, and we can just move on and bury this. Instead of doing that, they fucking crack their knuckles, roll up their sleeves, and say, you know what, fuck it. Peace was never an option. And they striked one of the most wholesome creators on their platform. That was absolutely unexpected by, I think, everybody. Markiplier made an incredible video today talking about it, where he goes into detail as to why this is a huge problem. He also offers solutions to it, and I think it's an incredible video that everyone should watch. Even though this has all been resolved now, I'll go ahead and spoil the ending to this anime. Less than 45 minutes ago as of making this, YouTube decided to overturn its decision, saying that we were right in the first place, the video is not violent or shocking. So I want to give a huge thank you to YouTube for taking the time to go back and reevaluate the video and understanding the context and understanding it's not actually violent or graphic or anything like that. And hopefully we can move forward to have more open channels of communication to avoid problems like this in the future. Now, Markiplier's video, even though this has been resolved, I think is still something that needs to be watched. He does a great job of illustrating all of the problems that surrounded this entire controversy, and a lot of problems that I think YouTube needs to face inside and battle their own demons to figure out how to make the platform better. He offers great solutions and a really good insight into all of it. And I also want to talk about something he mentions as well, and something I mentioned in the video yesterday. YouTube really should be responsible for removing content that is violent and shocking. The rule itself isn't wrong. It's the enforcement that seems to be very all over the place. The fact that everyone internally on YouTube isn't on the same page leads to these kind of issues. And since they don't communicate, it means everyone has a big fucking problem, and it creates a lot of fear on the platform because you don't know what's going to be interpreted as violent or shocking. And that's a big issue. Markiplier also brings light to another issue where he mentions his partner manager has to fight for him at YouTube's headquarters to get things like this handled. And that's a big problem, that there has to be a fight for creators. How everyone's not on the same page, so people have to fight with each other to get things working the right way. I mentioned something similar, how my contacts at YouTube, like Dominic, are absolutely wonderful. but they have to like step into the fucking Thunderdome like it's the Coliseum and fight for their lives to get these things handled and fight for the creators. That's a problem that YouTube has to have this kind of internal fight to get things going because not everyone's on the same page. That right there is a big issue, and that's why a lot of these issues spring up like this. Unfortunately, I don't have any new updates on YouTube in regards to their explanation for what's going on with all of the animal abuse videos that are popping up all over the place. Hopefully we'll get some more information on what's happening there, because I think a lot of us really want to know, why is a channel like Pollution still here, and why are there allowed to be other channels killing animals in his honor that are still popping up daily? It's just a very disturbing trend that I think a lot of us would like to hear YouTube's perspective on. And I think Markiplier does a good job of calling that out as well. I'm going to link his video below because it is a really good watch, and I think he explains all this in a way that I just absolutely can't. He does a great job of it, and I honestly can't say thank you enough to Markiplier. He put his nutsack on the line for this one by going on Twitter and saying, you know what, where's my strike? He was really a true champion here, and just a massive fucking thank you. He's a great guy, and all the love in the world to you, man. Wet sloppy kisses right on that beautiful ass of yours, and I've seen the calendar. It is a beautiful ass. So thank you again, man. It really does mean a lot to me. And hopefully this entire ordeal can lead to maybe a positive change internally at YouTube, where there will be more open communication and direct lines, and maybe not such reluctance to go back and reevaluate something. Markiplier talks about how important trusting the creators is for YouTube, and I think it is extremely important that they give creators some level of trust. When we're telling you, look, this isn't violent and graphic, here's proof, please go back and watch it with this in mind, they should do that without this kind of pettiness where they're just going to strike anyone that talks about it. That's a problem that I think needs to be addressed, and I'm optimistic going forward that hopefully this will be a learning experience for YouTube and we won't have to worry about this down the line. But overall, I want to say thank you to everyone that participated in the hashtag AnswerUsYouTube. I think it was absolutely integral to getting all of this solved, and hopefully we can see some very big positive changes come to YouTube as a result of this. I know that's kind of naive to say given YouTube's history, but in this case, I'm going to remain optimistic. I really do hope that this will lead to something great. I want to give a huge thank you again to everyone. Thank you so much, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah. Most of you know me from my sensational performance in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, where I played unnamed, uncredited District 8 helper, who overshadowed Jennifer Lawrence's performance and struck fear into the hearts of the Academy Award panel. I was snubbed that year, and I try not to bring this up too often, but it's no secret either. I pretty much have to sign autographs and sign titties every time I go out in public and just get mobbed by fans of the Hunger Games series, all thanking me for my contribution to making that franchise work. Without my character in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, Jennifer Lawrence's career would have absolutely ended up in the shitter. She used me as a platform to springboard and accelerate her success. She fucking Goomba stomped me like Super Mario. She just bounced off of my head to reach new heights. And I'm not mad about it. Look, I understand. I taught Jennifer Lawrence pretty much everything she learned. That's why you saw a significant increase in her acting ability post Mockingjay Part 1. She copied my techniques, but that's beside the point. The reason I'm bringing this up is because that's where most of you know me from, and I recognize that. But as of the last 2 weeks, I think, a lot of people are recognizing me for something entirely different. TikTok. I have inadvertently become a viral sensation on TikTok for an old Twitch clip. And I'd like to just kind of talk about this because it's pretty fucking wild. Most of you know I went to the dark side recently and made a TikTok account. It's called Huge Charles here. It's run by a buddy of mine named Aaron. He just takes clips from videos and puts them up there, just short little things. And it's fun, but I don't really interact with the platform until I learned that I was like one of the #1 sounds on it for about a week. And it's for this clip right here. Kill him, I'll give you money. How much? What's the bounty on me team killing this guy and looking at his reaction? $5? Too low. This is a special gamer right here.
Come on, guys, we gotta go.
What is it? 200k GP. We're talking in GP, I'm on it.
Stop fucking shooting me! What the fuck is wrong with you? Chill!
It was a misinput, calm down! You calm the fuck down!
Oh,
There was a misinput!
oh my fucking god.
God, this community is overreacting. This, of course, came from the best Twitch streamer of all time, Moist Critical. Please feel free to stop by. In fact, you should. It's mandatory. This was one of the first clips I ever had on Twitch. This was within the first month of me streaming. This was back in 2018. In this game, I was playing Siege. I think it was a casual match, and the guy that the person put the bounty on to kill was an asshole. He was being really rude and getting, like, super loud. So some guy in the chat said he'd give me money to kill him. Little did he know I would have done it just for the fun of the sport. So this guy fucking squeezed this guy for some shit here. And, of course, I followed through on the team kill. You can see that the guy wasn't too happy about it. But after I disciplined him like a stern father, gave him a talking to, he calmed down. He settled down a little bit. Now, this soundbite has gone viral on TikTok under the sound name Miss Input, which makes it sound like a AFI song like Miss Murder. They make it sound like someone's name, Miss Input. It's pretty cute, something out of Clue it sounds like, and it's adorable, to be honest. I find it to be very adorable. There's over 3,300 videos using this sound clip, and I only just recently learned what that meant. On TikTok, there's like sounds where if you like trim something and use it, anyone else can use that sound as well, and then it becomes like a trend potentially, which is what they do with music, which is why music blows up so big there. And this was one of the chosen ones for about 2 weeks, or like the number one for a week or something. I don't know how to check the goddamn charts on TikTok if there is such a thing, but I got emails about it. I checked in on it, and it's gone up by like 200 videos every couple of hours, so it's been pretty wild. Let me show you what one of these videos looks like. You get the idea. It's always the same exact video where I was trying to send this message but accidentally sent a sexual one where I want to fuck someone's ass or something like that. Or in the more tame world, I was doing homework and accidentally put the wrong answer. Classic TikTok shit. Now, since this is my sound clip, I will be copyright striking every single TikTok user that dared have the gall to use my content. I'm gonna be the fucking boogeyman of TikTok. That's right. I'm going right into your mother's purse and I'm taking money out of her wallet for your audacity to use my shit. I'm gonna be like a gluttonous Winnie the Pooh, and I'm just trying to get my piece of the honey. You feel me? I'm coming in raw and no rubber. TikTok has used me like a fleshlight. I wasn't even credited with the sound, and now I'm coming in deep. Obviously, I'm just kidding. I actually find this super fucking cool. I never would have thought any, like, clip of mine would be some kind of TikTok trend. Not that I really understand TikTok all that well, but I just don't even know what it would fucking look like. Even to me, this makes no sense at all. But I'm still happy about it. I think it's really, I think it's something special. This is the only good TikTok trend, the misinput trend, the only one I'll ever sign off on. All the other ones suck some fat ass. But this is for the intellectual chads right here. This is the good shit. I just wanted to briefly talk about it because for the last couple years I've had nothing but negative things to say about TikTok, and I still have almost nothing but negative things to say about the majority of the popular TikTok content. But today I have nothing but positive things to say about the misinput TikTok trend. Absolutely fantastic stuff, and I'm honored. That's about it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm sure all of you already know that the most popular things on this cesspool of a website right now are drama about big YouTubers, pseudo-news, disses, roasts, rants, raging rectums. This has become the website of all caps lock, and it's all really cringy stuff, but I thought it'd be fun to throw my bad dragon double-dicked shark dildo into this mess. This embarrassing ocean of negativity and generic content and fragile egos. So you know what? It's time I call somebody out. He goes by the name Huggbees on YouTube, but his real name is Andrew, and he's about to get basted by me. What's basting, you're asking yourself, huh? You're not gonna roast him? No, I'm doing something a lot worse than that. I wrote him a slam poem of all compliments. That's right. I combined the lowest form of spoken word with compliments, and I'm about to unleash it on him and give him a big-ass ego boost. I'm taking ruffled feathers to the next level, bitches. I hope you're having a great day, Andrew, because it's about to get a little bit better knowing how much I care about you, asshole. So get ready for the compliments, motherfucker, because I'm gonna shove them down that sweet throat of yours. I know it's not Thanksgiving, but I'm about to baste that sweet turkey ass of yours. I want to say thank you. Thank you for being you, the kind of man who, I know, no matter what, will always come through. Andrew, it's you that I'm basting. You're the reason for all these conflicting emotions that I'm facing. When we eat dinner together, it's your fucking love that I'm tasting. Why have I waited so long to tell you that you're amazing? You've made me happy, made me smile, made me think for a while. Is it wrong or am I just in denial? Is it real? A psychologist needs to be dialed to make sense of all this motherfucking info I have compiled. Andrew, look, these are just some things I wanted to tell you. If you say you're in love, I can say that I fell too. You're confident, I'm shy. You say hello, I say goodbye. When I'm with you, I feel I can fly. When you're in public and a kid walks by, he turns around and thinks, I want to be that guy. Your dick is so much bigger than mine. It's got a beautiful shape like large grapes in a vine. You as a person, you're just too damn fine. If you fell in dirt, you'd still shine. You, Andrew, you're perfect. I'd follow you to the doors of hell, 'cause like L'Oreal, you're worth it. Your beauty is immeasurable, your company is pleasurable. When you take a piss, I bet it comes out as a Red Bull. I just think you're classifiable, reliable, the epitome of desirable, adorable, honorable, unignorable, not even close to deplorable or horrible. Andrew, you're historical. I know the hot internet trend is YouTubers and TikTokers boxing each other and shit, and I know when you look at me you see a fucking warrior, an absolute grease monster of legend, someone that you think would probably look like a conqueror from the medieval ages, someone truly intimidating with a masculine presence that shakes the very foundation of every room he enters. But contrary to popular belief, this is a misconception about me. I know I look like a gladiator and a Viking and a Girl Scout all fused together, so you'd expect me to be good at fighting, but I'm really not. It's like Darman taught us, don't judge a book by its cover. I've never been in a real fist fight. I've broken up a few fist fights, but never actually been the one in the center of them. So I don't really think I'd be necessarily good at them. I don't have the experience, nor the training, nor the motivation to learn how to fight. The only people I'd feel confident beating in fights are children. I don't think I'd do very well against someone my own age or anything like that. Though if we were playing by, like, prison rules, you know, no holds barred, I think I'd be a pretty unstoppable force, because I wouldn't be fighting with honor, right? If you're getting in a street fight with me, like, Charlie, hey, stupid face, let's throw down, okay? And then I don't have an option, you back me into a corner, I'll lunge at you like a rat who's trapped, you know? I'll be ripping at your nutsack, I'd be fucking jerking on your dick a little bit, maybe putting fingers up your butthole like in Naruto with the 10,000 years of pain. I would be playing dirty. But in boxing, you can't do that. There's certain rules you have to follow. So I really have no interest in hopping on this boxing trend. I've recently been asked a lot who I'd want to box and if I would ever get in the ring with somebody. And apparently a YouTuber even asked if I would be interested in doing it. The answer is nope. Not at all. Genuinely no interest in it whatsoever. However, if I'm being paid for boxing, if I'm paid to get in the ring, I will do exactly what Ben Askren did against Jake Paul, and I will take a dive immediately. I would literally go into the ring and lay down, and that would be it. Just take an easy payday. They could have the, you know, bragging rights like Charlie's a pussy, I beat the shit out of him, I scared the shit out of him, look at him, he just rolled over like an animal playing dead. That's fine. I would absolutely take that and just walk home with the fucking $10 million Ben walked home with for doing nothing. So, to break it all down again, I have no interest in boxing anyone. If someone challenges me to boxing, I'm going to say no, unless they're paying me. If they're paying me, then I will accept it, and I will go in there and immediately throw the match. I actually have nothing against this trend of sloppy boxing from internet creators against each other. I actually think it's pretty enjoyable, except for the Logan Paul vs. Floyd Mayweather fight. That shit was unbearable. There were more hugs during that fight than at the greet your neighbor section at church. It was really unfun to watch, and especially even more miserable since I was there in person. It really felt like I just fucking slapped myself in the face with my own dick just for going. It was truly awful. But other than that, I think most of the fights have been entertaining. Like recently there was a YouTuber versus TikTok fights. I didn't watch it, I didn't pay for it. I've learned my lesson. I'm never paying for these fights again. I'll just wait for the clips on Twitter. It looked like fun. Like Austin McBroom versus I don't know, one of the Backstreet Boys or whatever the fuck. I don't know who he fought. I think it was Bryce something. Whoever he fought, he like beat the shit out of him, and it was really pretty impressive. Like he looked good. It was like he was just training against a punching bag, or like a scene out of an old boxing movie where they're slapping around like pig carcasses in the back of a butcher's shop, just beating on meat. Like it was cool. Like it looked enjoyable. I had a smile on my face watching it. And then FaZe Jarvis versus whoever he fought, that was a pretty brutal one. FaZe Jarvis actually rocked the shit out of him. So I do think it's entertaining to watch. I do appreciate the trend. I freely admit that, and I'm not ashamed of it. But it's not something I'd ever want to take part in directly. So I'm not too interested in learning how to box. So I just wanted to get out here early and put some coal in your Christmas stocking if you were expecting me to ever get in the boxing ring for any of this shit. The answer is absolutely not, unless I'm getting paid for it, and then even still I'm not really boxing. I'm just going in there and taking a knee and just calling it a day for the payday. Because, I mean, that's like the ultimate speedrun strat. Ben Askren really did set a speedrun world record for the any percent route for shitty boxing. I think that was such a smart strategy. At first I was really disappointed by it, but the more I thought about it, the more I came to respect that. He got paid millions to go in there and do nothing. He didn't train. He didn't care. He went in there knowing full well that he was just going to immediately get it over with so he could get the money and be done. And I think that is the right way of handling that for someone like me who has no interest in learning how to actually participate in the sport. So yeah, just wanted to go ahead and set the record straight on all that, and that's about it. So yeah, the makeup community on YouTube is an extremely hostile place. It's an ass-eats-ass world where the strong fill the ass of their viewers with drama to squeeze as much watch time out of them as possible to get as much ad revenue as they can from it. And I don't think that's fair to you fine folks in the makeup community, the fans of these makeup gurus, you know, Tati exposing James Charles firing back exposing Tati, both gaining and losing 4 million subs, all of it just exploiting the viewers, and it's just not fair. You fine folks deserve a better makeup artist, and that's what I'll become for you. I can become your new home. Fuck James Charles and fuck Tati, I'll be better than both of them. I won't fill your asshole with drama. I won't even fill your asshole with anything except for love. I have been studying makeup in secret for the last 10 years in underground facilities. I have been prepping for this day, preparing. I'm like a doomsday prepper for the makeup community. I knew this was coming, and that's why I am more than ready to take the mantle of king of makeup. But don't just take me at my word. I understand you've been hurt by words recently with all this deception and manipulation from James and Tati. So let me just show you my expertise. Today I will do a makeup video that Tati and James Charles were way too cowardly to even attempt. In fact, I don't think any makeup artist on YouTube has ever attempted this death-defying stunt. I'm like the Chris Angel of makeup right now, the David Blaine making magic happen. What I will be doing today is I will be showing you how to turn your chest tattoo into a penis. Now today I'll be using bare minerals and this cotton pad to apply it to my skin. That may seem like an ordinary cotton pad, but it's not. It's like fucking Thor's hammer. It's that heavy, and I was chosen to wield it. Now let's just get right into it, raw and no rubber. There's no need to over-prep yourself or overthink it. Sometimes it's best just to not think and just go right in for it. Now as you can see, I've chosen a shade that most closely matches my skin color, so you can't even tell that there's even a tattoo behind the bare minerals anymore. It's like I'm just applying a new layer of skin. Also, just as a quick side note, this is my first nipple reveal, so this is not only a big moment for the makeup community, but YouTube as a whole. This is the first time my nipple has ever been captured on camera. Up until now, it's been like Sasquatch, only existing in blurry photographs and myths and legends and whispers in the dark. But now, you can clearly see, captured with an iPhone camera in HD, that nipple is there for full display. Now I'm using a lot of advanced techniques that beginners watching this video probably just don't really understand the full magnitude of. I actually studied in some of the top makeup dojos in the country, also learning a little bit of the Shaolin makeup techniques, so I'm kind of employing them pretty effortlessly, but for someone just beginning you may have a little bit of trouble blending the bare minerals the way I am and really just erasing the tattoo's presence. And that's okay, because it's all about a learning experience. You need to understand what techniques work for you, and you're also going to need to discover what grip works best for you when grabbing your cotton pad. For instance, I'm using a pretty standard backdoor rim job or Rooney grip, and that just seems to work best for me. I have a lot of control over my material, and it just gives me a lot of freedom to explore and experiment with my makeup. You shouldn't be afraid of reloading either. If you didn't apply enough bare minerals, or perhaps you rip your cotton pad, don't be afraid to just grab another cotton pad and get right back on that horse and just keep fucking going in. Now, like I said, don't overthink it, just really get in there and just really don't be afraid to fuck, you know what I mean? You just gotta take it by the nutsack and say, hey, this is my skin, this is my makeup, and I'm taking control. And I'm like an absolute seasoned artist here. I'm the Salvador Dali of makeup. I'm the Jackson Pollock of primer, the Bob Ross of bustin' nuts. As you can see, I'm just wiping away the tattoo as if it was never there in the first place. If I didn't show you the beginning, you probably wouldn't even think I had a tattoo on my chest. Another thing that I also think is important when doing makeup is the right mood music. Now, the background music you're hearing right now is a beautiful melody that I myself have performed on my recorder, so no doubt your ears are also having a little bit of an orgasm as you're learning, and I think that's very important to the process of makeup and makeup artistry as a whole. Again, don't be too concerned with how this is going to turn out on your first go-around. I've turned my chest tattoo into a penis more times than I can count, so I've really just got this down to a science. So I can bang this out in a matter of maybe 2 minutes, but for someone just beginning, it's going to take you probably close to an hour, maybe even 2 hours on a bad day, and you just can't be afraid of the time investment that it's going to take. We're nearing the end of the cover-up session, and then we're going to begin a little bit of hard outlining, so that way we can really highlight the penis on the chest. Now, as you can see, I'm getting closer to the mirror to get a better angle, so that way I can really get into the fine details of what I need to cover. Now that this is all taken care of, I'll be using this product right here, originally intended for the lips, but I'll be using it just to do a little bit of outlining, because as of right now, if I kept it the way it is, the penis looks more like a chode with hemorrhoids on the top, or perhaps a small chode ejaculating some kidney stones. So I'm just putting the outlines there so that way people can really see that it's supposed to be a normal 6.5 inches of penis on my chest. No chode, just normal dick, and that's what I'm going for here. That's the only reason why I'm using this wand to apply it, and I do like this wand because it gives it the hard outline, like an old Invader Zim episode or something with the real hard black outlines, but instead of being cartoon characters, it's a penis. And that just about does it right there. Look, if you didn't see me put that on, you'd probably think I got an actual penis tattooed on my chest. That's how good it looks. It looks like that came straight from a tattoo artist for $1,000. But you saw me do it live, well, not live, but you saw me do it on camera. You see the process, and you see the results. No smoke and mirrors, this shit is real. No drama, I'm not trying to start any shit with the makeup artists on YouTube, but they all suck fuck except for me. This is why I can be the king of makeup on this platform, and that's about it. See ya. I know some of you look at me and see a golden 5'6" athletic specimen sculpted from the finest muscles at Mount Olympus. A man imbued with the facial features of Dave Grohl if he was severely dehydrated. But today, I come before you as just a simple man, to talk to you about something extremely important. Earlier today, I posted a video called Worst Robbery Ever, a video that in my opinion could have changed moving pictures forever. And I'm sure many of you noticed. It got taken down. Unjustly struck down by the YouTube automated overlords. Without due process, without good reason, it was massacred. My friends, justice was not served today. I worked hard on it. It was my son, my boy, and you fucked it in its ass. But I will work hard to unfuck its ass. I will spend every fiber of my being and every minute of today working hard to yank the metaphorical penis from the colon of my creation. I've appealed the decision to remove it. It did not violate any community guideline strikes. YouTube did warn that its automated system would make these mistakes, so hopefully soon it will be rectified. The video got removed about 2 hours ago as of making this video, and within those 2 hours I've received well over 1,000 emails, a ton of tweets, and I happened to be streaming when it happened, and I swear to God my stream chat fucking exploded. I felt like the nation had just got under attack or something, like aliens invaded or something. It was just a fucking flood of telling me what happened. I was damn near ducking for cover under my desk. That's streams I do at twitch.tv/moistcritical. Please feel free to stop by, put a couple extra inches on your penis. Would love to see you there. So I just wanted to address that and let you all know that I'm working on getting the Worst Robbery Ever video restored to its former glory. And I'm rising up, baby. I will be the lightning rod that fights for what's right for all of mankind. Mankind. That word should have a new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. We're once again fighting for our freedom, not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from automation. We're fighting for our right to create, to exist, and should we win the day, April 8th, 2020 will no longer be known as just another date on the calendar, but it'll be known as the day the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not let Worst Robbery Ever vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to watch Worst Robbery Ever. Today, we celebrate Worst Robbery Ever Restoration! Ah! That was a remix of the president's speech from the movie Independence Day. Great work in that movie, by the way. But yeah, again, I did appeal it. Hopefully it will get restored. I don't see why it wouldn't. This seems like just a blatant mistake from the algorithm, which is again something YouTube warned could very well happen. And unfortunately, that storm has come to pass. Almost puked because of it. So hopefully it'll be fixed soon, so keep your eyes peeled for Worst Robbery Ever coming back online. I want to say I do appreciate you all letting me know when something like that happens, because I do need to know those things. I was streaming, so I didn't know at the time, so I'm glad that you guys keep me up to date with shit like that, so thank you for that. Also, while I'm saying thank you, I'd like to give a big thank you just in general to all the support recently. It's been pretty crazy recently, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been just supportive on YouTube and on Twitch. Really, just thank you. A big, heartfelt gratitude that I'd like to express, give you kisses on the lips all around. Just really, I do really appreciate it. So thank you very much for all the kind words between the emails, during streams, on YouTube. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you very much. And yeah, that's about it. I'll tweet out if the video gets put back up, but otherwise just keep checking and see if it's back up. I do think it should be. I don't see why they'd like fight really hard to keep it down when it doesn't break any rules at all, but who knows, we'll see. That's about it. So yeah. I've been feeling a little dangerous today. I actually popped 3 vitamin gummies with my breakfast this morning instead of the usual 2, because the government can't tell me what my daily maximum intake is. I decide that, because I'm a fucking man. And I even tossed the football around with my friends today for a little bit. Damn near grew another dick from all the testosterone from tossing the pigskin around. What I'm saying is, I've been feeling like powerful today, so I wanted to do something a little wild, to get a bit wacky and make a video on a topic that I haven't seen anyone else cover yet. How much does a YouTube channel that produces short form content make on the platform? People have always wondered how much YouTube channels make, and it's a topic that's been explored thoroughly for a long time now by a lot of great YouTubers, but they always focus on long-form content, full productions, and they show you all the analytics and shit so you get a very good idea of what those channels make. But I haven't really seen anyone peel apart the ass cheeks and dive into the shorter form content, so the 5-second to 2-minute videos. 2 minutes is on the very high end of the short form criteria, but I haven't seen anyone really talk about that and show how the sausage is made, you know, peel back the curtain, break the magician's code, and show what a channel like that can expect to make on the platform. And I think it's helpful information for a lot of people that are maybe looking to start creating content online, because for a lot of people that are just beginning, making a 10-minute video is a daunting task. Like, that's a fucking lot. Most people's first YouTube videos are just making shadow puppets on their walls for 10 seconds, or like a Roblox machinima that lasts 30 seconds. Not many people come onto the platform and immediately make their directorial debut with like a fucking 2-hour-long magnum opus on the speed-running history of Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine and dies. So when you see all of this data that shows what long-form content channels make, it's not super helpful for a lot of the other creators. So I just thought this information would be useful, and since I recently made the Huge Charles YouTube channel, which just recently hit 500,000 subs, massive thanks for that. The channel is all about short-form content, so now I have all of that data that I'd just like to share with all of you. So let's kick this shit off with the obvious. I'm sure all of you know by now, but longer videos make more money, which is why you see YouTubers so desperately try and stall and pad their videos out to reach the 10-minute mark or 8-minute mark. Both of them work because it makes a lot more money than a shorter video. And I mean a lot. It's not like the difference of a few pennies, a few dollars, a few doubloons, a couple of schmeckeldorfs. We're talking about the difference of thousands and thousands of dollars just from reaching the 8 or 10-minute mark on that video. Which is why they're always just like fucking stalling, constantly like scratching at their neck, repeating themselves, just trying to inch their way and army crawl over that threshold of 8 or 10 minutes, because it makes them much more money. And it's not just on YouTube, it's like that on Facebook too, but they're a lot more shameless there. They'll sometimes just pause the video until it reaches 10 minutes and then resume, just to make maximum amount of revenue off it. And it's a big difference, and I think most of you know that by now. So when it comes to short form content on YouTube, you need to just immediately accept it's going to make a fraction of what longer form content makes on the same site. And even though it might take more work to make the shorter content, like animations in particular, animations typically aren't going over that 10-minute mark. They're usually living in that like 2 to 4 minute range at maximum. And that's going to make a lot less than a 10-minute video from anybody else on the platform. So let me go ahead and show you some of the analytics here from the Huge Charles channel. So this is a video I think serves as a great example of what I'm talking about. This video is from the Among Us era, God rest its soul, and it was edited by a friend of mine named Aaron. Aaron's really the main force behind the Huge Charles channel. He edits almost all of the content there. And this video received 5.8 million views on the channel and earned $24.41. Now this video is fully monetized. This is not limited ads or anything like that. This was full condom off, raw, no rubber, nuts to butts monetization, all enabled, and it received $24 for almost 6 million views. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's already tons of other YouTubers that have covered their analytics for what views equal what amount when it comes to long-form content, so I'd encourage you to compare this to those figures. You'll see that 6 million views on a long-form video will usually be like $30,000 to $50,000 for just that video, whereas here, the same amount of views is 24 bucks, enough for like 3 hamburger meals and a large Coke. So it's a drastic difference. Here's another pretty wild one. This is full-blown goofy goober status. 2.2 million views and it made 21 cents. Just barely over 10 cents per million view. And yes, it is like this for every short video posted to the Huge Charles channel. And not just specific to YouTube Shorts in particular, where it's the vertical videos, and mainly what you find on YouTube Shorts is the shit you find on TikTok, where it's people busting their asshole wide open to a pop song that's trending. It's not just there where everything is making actual pennies for millions of views. It is just any piece of content that is short. It doesn't have to necessarily be specific to YouTube Shorts. Now this is all AdSense. It would be irresponsible to not mention a program YouTube has, which is the YouTube Shorts Fund, which is a fund of $100 million, I think it was, where if you reach X amount of views on your YouTube Shorts, they'll give you a bonus. And that can range from $100 all the way up to $10,000 at the highest level, which I think is a good idea. It's a good plan. I know TikTok has something similar, but on TikTok, they literally just give you peanuts for millions of views. It'll be like 20 million views on a video, and TikTok will give you like 45 cents. It's like, yeah, get yourself a stick of gum, nerd. And so I know it's not great on TikTok, but on YouTube it seems on paper to be pretty solid, just like a direct injection straight to the veins of like, here's a few $100 for doing a good job. So on paper it sounds wonderful, but in practice it's run like the goddamn mafia. This shit is cutthroat. You have to hit some really strict but still vague levels in order to reach these bonus milestones. Now, I'm not signed up to the YouTube Shorts program, nor do I plan on it, so I don't have a whole ton of knowledge, but I would like to play you this clip from a channel that does dive very deep into it in order to just give you an idea of how hard it is to actually make a ton of money from this Shorts fund.
Has anyone received $10,000?
You know there's only one person I'm going to check in with to answer this question, right? Jake Feldman's 3D animation shorts netted him over 600 million views last month. But even this wasn't enough to earn him the full bonus.
600 million views in a month, that's Mr. Beast numbers. PewDiePie doesn't even hit that. That's like fucking T-Series shit. And it still wasn't enough for the upper limit of the YouTube Shorts fund. So it is very vague and very hard. Even the minimum payments are all over the place. So there's not really a ton of consistency to it. So it's not overly reliable, but it is an option when it comes to monetizing short form content. So with everything I've shown you here, what can you learn from it? As a content creator or someone that's looking to get started in the space with short form content, what's the takeaway? And I would say if you're someone that's looking to make a career out of making short form YouTube content, I would recommend also practicing your hand jobs, because this shit will have you homeless in a hurry. This is a speed run to bankruptcy, and you will be on the streets giving over the pants hand jobs for some quick cash. You can't really sustain a business by just doing short form content. The Huge Charles channel, I operate at a loss. Aaron needs to be paid for his great work. And with the videos earning $20 and sometimes 20 cents, it's not exactly enough to cover that cost. Unless, of course, Aaron just says, hey, I don't mind being paid in M&Ms. That's about all you can afford to buy with the earnings of short-form video content on YouTube, it seems. And I want to make it clear, it's not just YouTube. I know it's the same way on TikTok, which is why I see so many TikTok creators also always plugging like their podcast, their YouTube channel, and all kinds of other platforms where they make more money on it. TikTok is, of course, just used as like this springboard for those pieces of content elsewhere where they're much more lucrative. With TikTok, the main way they're making money on that platform is through brand deal integrations or pushing their audience elsewhere to make money on other platforms. So anything with short form content on its own isn't enough to keep the lights on in your house. You will just keep bleeding money. I don't mind it because everything I do online is just for fun. I don't care about the money side of things. I don't mind operating the huge Charles channel at a loss because I think the content's great there. I think it's fun and it's absolutely worth it for sure. But for a lot of people that are trying to make a career or a business out of producing short content, it's not viable unless they can somehow really blow it up and translate that success into other avenues where it's more lucrative. So to sum everything up, I would highly recommend, if you want to get into content creation and feel like focusing on YouTube shorts or shorter content is where you'd like to be, make sure that you go in there with the understanding that it's not going to be putting fucking fat stacks of cash into your piggy bank, but you can use it as a platform and a springboard to launch other things off of it. And that's what most people on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all that are doing for this very reason. Or you can just wait until you feel confident enough where you can make that 10-minute video and then put that out there, because once you're making that long form content, you do stand that chance of being able to actually make a living from that content. I just wanted to talk about this. I found it to be an interesting topic that I haven't seen really explored that much on the platform, so thought it would be interesting for some of you to see. That's about it. See ya.